Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal, and guess what? I'm donning this week Cannibal Corpse Week. The new album comes out this Friday, their 16th full-length album, their 12-foot corpse grinder. And guess what? Metal Blade was awesome, and they got the vinyls out early. At least, well, I got mine this morning. But yeah, so I figured why not dedicate a whole entire video showing off the vinyl record, so you guys know what you're in for. And then if you really want to know my thoughts on the album, guess what? You're going to have to go to another video because I did a review on Heavy Metallurgy. Link will be in the description. Go support that channel. Subscribe, downvote my video, and comment, because guess what? When you still comment and downvote the video, it still goes into the algorithm. People still see it. So anyway, yeah, too long, don't read, too long, don't listen, whatever you want to say. If you don't want to watch that album review, I really like the album. I think it's better than Violence Unimagined from last year, or not last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was, it came out. I think Rutan's settling in with the band. My only disclaimer was George Corpse Grinder Fisher's vocals aren't very varied on here, so there's not a whole lot of variance with his vocal style, which is kind of not surprising considering how old the band is getting. So I imagine it's probably just easier for him to do the more barking, deeper growls than getting up into the highs that he generally would on his earlier albums and even some of the middle albums that he was in on there. So like Gallery vibes. But the album as a whole is good. I really like it. There's not a single song on here I don't like. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So here's the album. I got the Charred Remains variant. There were several other color variants that I didn't like the mock-ups for. I didn't really care too much for. And also, I don't even think I had the option to order black. A lot of times, black just goes to the Euro area, which I don't understand why Metal Blade US does that. But maybe Europeans buy more black vinyl. I don't know. Which they probably do. I mean, they're just smarter. So I got the Charred Remains, which I think a lot of people got that variant, at least what I've seen. But there's a couple of other ones now that I've seen them like in Instagram posts and stuff like that actually they look pretty good. So the mock-ups just were garbage, I guess. So here's the album art with Vince Locke that did the album artwork. I really like this album artwork. I like the Walking Dead / graphic, novel style of artwork here. Some people don't, so whatever. I mean, to each their own. But I do think the back is pretty spectacular. I really like that too. So I hope that they put some sort of this imagery into a shirt or something. But I really, really like zombies and stuff like that. Like, that's the type of horror movies and like themes that I'm really into. So this was awesome. So yeah, if you don't know, Cannibal Corpse has a very long history with Vince Locke and this type of imagery. So if you didn't know that, a little bit of tidbit there. So it is a gatefold, and there's one thing I'm going to call out about this gatefold that just made me so happy. Aside from, oh God, I just whacked myself in the freaking head. Aside from the awesome imagery still carried on, there is the band images at the bottom, and if you notice, Corpse Grinder is wearing the Trevor Sternad memorial t-shirt that was pressed last year after his passing. So I thought that was awesome. A nice homage to Trevor here, who was a big Cannibal Corpse fan. So there, it's a really nice gatefold, and then again the back. So you do also get an added bonus, which sometimes with gatefolds they don't give you printed sheets. This one did. So it is all the lyrics with some more imagery here, some more comic book style imagery, which I really, really love. I liked how they did that with Violence Unimagined too. Last year there was like this art book that they released where it was like a huge graphic novel art book along with the vinyl and stuff. I wish I had gotten that because it didn't sell out when I first saw it, but it's gone now and it's hard to find. So there you go. And then the vinyl itself, which is not too bad. I will say this is probably my biggest complaint about Metal Blade US right now. Is their vinyl variants just are kind of just not that great for US. I don't know, but here's Charred Remains. I think it looks good. I like it. But I just remember with Cattle Decapitation, I was not a fan of the pressings that they did for that. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just being stupid and complaining about something that doesn't matter. Again, I would have just gotten black if it were an option. It wasn't. And somebody's gonna be like, well, why don't you just order it from the Euro site? Well, guy, I don't want to pay $30 for shipping on one vinyl. That's why. So save yourself your little finger exercises there, and don't even bother commenting that. So that's the vinyl. Again, I really like this album. I think it's better than Violence Unimagined. I think the production sounds fantastic. George is still aggressive in his vocals. And Eric Rutan has written some really good riffs on this. I think he's settling in really well with the band now that he's, lead guitarist in there. Paul's drumming is spectacular. Again, I'm talking about things that I've already talked about in my review, so that's all I'm gonna say. And then of course Alex is just a beast on the bass in this, and then Rob Barrett is still Rob Barrett. So yeah, great album. I'm happy. Is it gonna be a top album for me this year? Absolutely. Absolutely. If not, probably my favorite album, I'm not gonna lie. This kind of shot up there. I'm a Cannibal Corpse fangirl. I will say that with pride. It is very hard for me to not like anything that they've done. I recently showed off my whole vinyl collection of them, and I recently listened to the whole entire discography after this was announced. And I mean, some albums are better than the others, but I am not one of those people that claims they are bad now that Chris Barnes is not their vocalist, that, the first 4 Cannibal Corpse albums are the true Cannibal Corpse albums, and then anything after that is garbage. I am not that person. So somebody, I don't know, it came off as kind of a dickhead comment, and so I kind of shot back. You might see it in the comments on the Heavy Metallurgy, but it was like, you're a different type of Cannibal Corpse fan because you like this song. And I kind of was like, what does that even mean? I'm a Cannibal Corpse fan, full stop. End of story. I don't understand why that's a derogative thing for people to be so upset about. You fucking weirdos in the death metal scene get so bent out of shape about stuff. But yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like the song Bloodblind. I saw a lot of complaints about it in comments and Instagram and Twitter, mostly Twitter. Twitter is just full of really miserable people, just in general. And that's fine. Everybody hears music differently, and I totally get it. But I really like that song. I think it's great. But apparently, I'm a different Cannibal Corpse fan because I like that song. I don't even know what the hell that means. I'm also a different Cannibal Corpse fan because I like Corpse Grinders albums, and I rank some of them high in my discography. Whatever, you weirdos. So yeah. Again, similar to Incantation, not a single bad album in my opinion. One of the most iconic, if not probably the best death metal band, if you really think about it, just in terms of the success that they still have, and people just copying them. How many albums did I talk about last year of some new underground band that came out where I was just like, oh, Cannibal Corpse clone. Come on. It's just across the board. This is one of the most iconic bands, and they're still writing good music. I don't know how they still have the creative, what I'm trying to say, the creative flow or whatever, motivation to still continue to write after all these years. But they do it, and so does Incantation, and so is Dying Fetus, and I think Deicide might be coming out with an album too this year. At least I heard they were done recording it. So yeah, these bands are still here, and they're still creating the standard of what is good death metal, in my opinion. Chill out if you don't agree with that. And yeah, it's a great album. I really like it. I think the vinyl is a really nice quality too. I mean, Metal Blade doesn't really do bad quality. I know that some people have gotten some shitty pressings and stuff like that from time to time, but I've never had that issue personally. I always really enjoy just the extra attention to detail that they put into some of these releases. The only thing that I have to complain about is that it's a crappy paper sleeve, which I will quickly just toss to the side and put in my own MoFi sleeve that I have. I have an order coming, so it should be coming in the next day or two. That's my only complaint. For the cost of this, I would have at least added the polyline. I don't know, whatever. Again, I'm going into nitpicking stupid things that vinyl scum nitpick about. But yeah, so that's the new Cannibal Corpse album. Be interested to know if you guys have heard it yet, which I don't know if you have, because it's not out till Friday. I was lucky enough to get an advance promo copy of it, and so I could do a review for it. So shout out to I can't remember the PR firm. Well, shit. Shout out to however I was able to get into that list. I'm really excited. I was saying it's like Christmas Day. I always really look forward to getting a new Cannibal Corpse album in the mail. Even after all these years. I think the last time, when I started buying the vinyl, when was it? Was it Bloodthirst? I don't remember. It was, it was fairly not too recent, but it wasn't like, back when vinyl and stuff like that came out. I wasn't collecting then. But since then, every time they've come out with a release, Skeletal Domain and Violence Unimagined, and this one, and I'm missing another one right now. Red Before Black. Those are all the ones that I was able to get like first press because I started collecting it by then. It's just been exciting. And I also noticed, and here's a little bit of tidbit too, Hell's Headbangers repressed all of the Corpse Grinder albums on tape. So from Vile up into Violence Unimagined, I think Violence Unimagined is there. It might just actually could be Red Before Black. I can't remember. But they pressed them all on tape, official pressings. They look awesome. And I've been really telling myself, do not buy them. I don't want them. I don't need them. I'm never going to play them. They're literally just going to sit on a shelf. And it's just me being weird and wanting them. So I have not bought them yet. But I'll link that in the description too if you are a tape head and would rather purchase those albums that way. And then NESI, Northeastern Steel Media, whatever they're called, the Asian label and distro, still has been reissuing the Corpse Grinder albums and the first 4, I believe, Chris Barnes albums. They're still available on their website. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th pressing that they've done. So if you're looking to get some more vinyl variants in your collection, like the Asian pressings, they're really nice. They sound good. I have several, and I'm probably going to buy more because some local distros and some distros in the US are getting them, so the pricing is so much easier now because I don't have to pay for that shipping. But yeah, so there's that fun fact too. Okay, I'm gonna end this video now. So yeah, here's the new Cannibal Corpse record. Where do I rank it with the rest of the albums? I like it better than Vile, so I rank it pretty high. I definitely like it better than Bloodthirst and the Wretched Spawn. You know what? I don't know yet. Give me a couple more weeks to be able to listen to it. I definitely like it. I just don't know where it goes in the discography ranking. I'll do an updated one with the new album as well as Incantation because somebody actually requested that. So I might just put it in a community post and not actually record a video. So yeah, give me a few more weeks. But I do like it. I do like it over some other Corpse Grinder albums for sure. So I think it's got some really fun parts on it that are they really stand out to me. And I think that they've written some of the best Cannibal Corpse songs in recent years are on this album. So that is all that I have. And I'll see you guys in the next one.